What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. It's your boy JNark, aka Crystal World, and today we are doing the San Francisco 49ers. This is team number 13. So they did trade their pick to the Eagles, but we already did the Eagles video a couple weeks ago. So we're just gonna do the Niners, who originally they had pick number 13. So we're gonna go with them. So let's get right into the offseason. All right. So realistically, in real life, the Niners re-signed Trent Williams and Juice Check. So I think that's what we're gonna do as well. We're gonna definitely re-sign. I think we're gonna just try to re-sign him here. Oh my gosh, he thinks free agency will be better for him in the long run. So we're gonna give him a. We're gonna franchise tag him. But Juice Check, they also did re-sign him as well. So we're gonna re-sign Juice Check. He would like to. Damn, we can't even get Juice Check back. So and Jason Verrett though, they did re-sign him. I don't know if they gave him a 1-year deal, but let's give him one. Dude, everyone wants to test free agency. What the hell? Jaquaski. What? Alright, Kendrick Bourne. We're giving people money and no one wants to sign. Okay, we got Kendrick Bourne back. Emmanuel Mosley's not too bad of a corner. So let's see if we can get him back as well. He's going to test out free agency. Let's try Akella Witherspoon, see if we could get him. Okay, so we get him back. DJ Jones, good solid D lineman. See if we can get him onto the deal. He's going to test. Yo, everyone wants to test free agency. This is insane. It's like we're going to have to force our hands to like rebuild. Got Ronald Blair. Jordan Willis is pretty solid. He could be a rotational piece as well, as Nick Bosa is nursing an injury. So we get him back. And then Trent Taylor is good for depth as well. And he's used to the system, so I don't think it would be too bad. He wants to play for a new team. Nick Mullins, we're going to let go. And all these other guys, I want to re-sign Josh Rosen. Give him a deal. So we get Josh Rosen, so he'll be the ultimate backup. And then J. Michael Hasty. Let's see if we can re-sign him. So we do. Daniel Brunskill. See if we re-sign him. Because we're going to do like the realistic re-signs of players. There's also Sean Coleman, backup left tackle. We re-signed him to the deal. He wants to test free agency. And Kevin Givens, we're going to let go. Tom Compton wouldn't be too bad as a backup, so we could re-sign him as well. But he wants to test free agency. So we weren't able to sign Ross Dwelly is a good tight end as well. He's a good possession tight end. So let's see if we can get him back. So we do. So we're not able to get Trent Taylor or Jaquaski Tart. I want to get those guys back. I want to get all these guys back that are going to free agency because I feel like they'll fit the team really well. So we're going to have to see if we can re-sign Juice Check, see if we can make some moves like that. So Juice Check, I want to give him a very solid deal as he's a great player for us. So hopefully we're number one. So we are number one in that aspect. Receivers, we have Debo and Brandon Ayuk. So we don't really need to go too crazy for a receiver as we did lose Kendrick Bourne. But I feel like what the Niners would go for is a big possession receiver. And I feel like Josh Reynolds would be a perfect fit. He's 6'3", he has the size, so I think he would fit very nicely onto the team. Offensive line, not too bad as Lincoln Tomlinson is just all right. At center, though, I feel like we can sign someone like a veteran for like a 1-year deal. We could sign like Austin Blythe to a 1-year deal and then release then we could release Weston Richburg because I know he's been injured a lot, so it wouldn't be too bad getting rid of him. Because we have to make some moves to kind of make some money back. So Weston Richburg will also be a penalty, so we're gonna have to withdraw our deal with him. A lot of players here from the looks of it that we can't really get rid of, and yeah, that's so we're gonna have to withdraw our deal with the center, just so we could be on the safe side. We're gonna withdraw that offer, and then at corner, we want to get Jason Verrett back onto the team because we're not able to get him back. So it's either between Jason Verrett, who's 30 years old, or we could go Desmond King. Desmond King would be a huge cap hit, so we're just going to try to get Jason Verrett back. Hopefully he re-signs with us. And we probably might need to draft a corner as well. At linebacker, I know the Niners got Samson Ebukam in real life. I think they traded him for a pick, so we're going to try him as well. And then middle linebacker, we just have Fred. So we're going to have to rebuild a lot of our players through the draft. So let's advance to next week and see if we picked up those players. So Samson Ebukam rejected our offer. Jason Verrett re-signed with us, and so did Juice Check. So we got our guys back. And we're going to import the local file, of course, do the upcoming draft class. So Josh Reynolds also accepted his contract with us. And we're going to keep scouting players and head right into the draft. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we start off with the draft. We have the 12th pick, apparently. The Giants just drafted a guard, so we're up. So realistically, the Niners would go after a quarterback because they don't really see what's his name as their future anymore. they would go with Mac Jones, but I don't think they would reach for him this early. But with the updated drafts, he is the projected quarterback of the future that they want, that they're most likely going to get with their 3rd pick in the draft. So what we're going to do, which I feel like would happen in real life, I feel like they would reach for him. They would reach for Mac Jones. And that's who we're going to go. We're going to go with Mac Jones. 72 overall, he's ranked number 63 in true value, drafted him at number 12. So we go with Mac Jones with our pick, and we're going to go on from there. So with our pick up next, the Giants just selected Kadarius Toney. And since we're in the 2nd round now, we have some players to go after. What I feel like the Niners would also do is go after a receiver, as they would go after Rashad Bateman, would be a good pick for them. And that's who they go with as well. And then we're going to sim through the rest of this draft. Let's look at the draft recap now. So after we got those guys, we got a D tackle, a corner, a guard, a safety, another safety, and a corner. Oh, a corner is what I meant to say. And we addressed some positions, so that's pretty good to see that we the simming did pretty well. So we have an 85 offense and a 79 defense. Now that we're here with the first week of the season, we're playing the Minnesota Vikings, and we have an 85 offense, 80 defense. This is a bounce back year for the Niners as they didn't make the playoffs before. Jimmy G is injured. He has a hamstring tear, so okay, bro. What? Raheem Mostert has a partial MCL tear. So we have a lot of injuries on the team, which I didn't know about. We have a deep receiver core, but whoa, we have some injuries on the team. I didn't know that. I did not know that at all. Wow. I didn't know that we were suffering like that. So the defense is still a little bit sus, but I think we can make it work with some of the players we have. Let's look at the free agents that are available. We probably need to sign a running back. Probably going to have to sign a running back. So I think signing Mike Davis wouldn't be too bad. He's an elusive back. He would probably fit the scheme for us. So that's not too bad. Tight end, we definitely need a second tight end. I just thought we did have one. So Mercedes Lewis is a free agent, but we're probably going to go with Jesse James to be our backup. And then if there's a guard available, Brian Winters is available. We just signed him to a deal, get him. So we just addressed those positions really quick. I feel like that's realistic enough for them to do that, just so we're not really lacking on the offensive side. But Mac Jones is getting the start at quarterback, so that's very interesting to see, as Raheem Mostert is injured as well. So that's what we went with the defense. So let's see if how well we can perform. Mac Jones will be the starter for the first 4 games. Let's see. Guard Colton McKivitz, we're gonna get rid of. Austin Walter, we'll get rid of. Nah, we won't get any cap space from that. Get rid of Cameron Bynum, and then we'll also get rid of Austin. To get rid of Nzocha, we clear up some money, but we need linebacker, so we're just gonna cut Austin Walter. So let's see how we do at the end of the season. So it looks like, wow, we went 10-6 and made the playoffs. That's interesting to see that we made the playoffs after that year that we had. We have an 87 offense now and 81 defense, and we have the 17th ranked offense, and defense we were ranked 5th. So let's look at the team. So Jimmy G had 27 touchdowns, 13 picks. Mac Jones in his 4 games as starter had 9 touchdowns, 6 picks. So not too bad for our quarterbacks. Rushing wise, didn't really do too well, so that's definitely a position we need to upgrade at. But George Kittle had 987 yards and 8 TDs. Debo had 1,100 yards and 8 TDs. Brandon Ayuk had 605 yards with 6 TDs. And Kendrick Bourne had 786 yards with 5 TDs. Defensively, Dre Greenlaw led the team, had 5 sacks and a pick. Nick Bosa had 8.5 sacks. Kinlaw had 5.5. Interceptions went to Jason Verrett with 3. Troy Williams with 2. And Jimmy Ward with 2. So let's see how we do with the playoffs. So we get a bye as well. So it looks like we were the number 1 seed. Number 1 seed in the NFL from the looks of it. Or we were the number 1 seed in the NFC. So the NFC would look pretty weak. So the first game being against the Lions. Let's see how well. Let's see if we could take a dub against them. So we did win. We won 27-21. We're facing the Buccaneers now. So it gets to be Jimmy G versus Tom Brady in the conference championship. Let's see if we take a dub here. So we ended up losing 38-21. So we ended up losing in the conference championship against Tom Brady and his peeps. Let's see the playoff bracket. as the Buccaneers advance to the Super Bowl against the Cleveland Browns, who are the #1 seed. So let's see how we did in those games. As we went to the conference championship, wasn't too bad at all. So I'm very happy with that. So yeah, Tom Brady threw 5 touchdowns and had 2 picks, and also got sacked twice. Jimmy G had a horrible game, and he got sacked 3 times, and they just killed us all over. So it was a bad game for us, but nonetheless, we're gonna charge up again for the playoffs for next year. So let's advance to the offseason. So Browns washed the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. We have 20 players ready to negotiate. Fred Warner, who we definitely have to re-sign. We don't really have that much cap, but we're gonna definitely have to re-sign him. We're gonna give him a max deal. He's a great middle linebacker. We get him back onto the team. Trent Williams wants a 1-year deal worth $18 million. We won't be able to afford him. Kyle Juszczyk wants a good solid deal, so we're gonna see if we get him back onto the team, and he would like to play for a new team next year. We're going to end up franchise tagging. We're going to let Raheem Mostert walk. We need to sign Mike McGlinchey back to the deal, as that's our rock right there. We get him back. Lincoln Tomlinson is a pretty solid guard, so we're going to have to give him the $6 million that he's asking for, the $7 million. He wants to play for a new team, so we're going to lose him. We're going to let Richie James go. We're going to keep Jordan Willis, as he's a great solid depth D-end, so we get him back onto the team. Tarvarius Moore is a good solid depth safety as well, so we get him back. And then these rest of these guys here, we're just gonna let go. But Brian Winters, I might re-sign him to the deal just because he's pretty solid, but he's gonna test out free agency. And so what we're gonna do here, we have obviously a lot of moves to make, but we're gonna franchise tag our boy. Actually, Jason Verrett had a good solid season, so we're gonna franchise tag Kyle Juszczyk. And then Jason Verrett, let's see if we can even negotiate with him. Give him a 1-year deal worth 7.8. He would like to play for a new team, so we lose out on him. We'll see if we can get Obi Melifonwu. He's a big solid corner, but he's going to test our free agency. So we're going to have to go make some moves in free agency. So we have a huge move to make. And with that being said, that move is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo, who we're going to end up cutting from the team. I would trade him for a pick, but it's best if we just release him and move on with Mac Jones being our quarterback, as we free up some cap now. Mac Jones is now the future, and we should be able to make some more adjustments for the team. And we need to address the running back situation, that's for sure. But at tight end, no, at left tackle, we need to sign someone. There's no one really good here, so we have Justin School, but that's a position we still need to upgrade at. Connor Williams is a solid left guard to have, so we're going to see if we can sign him. At center, we still have Weston Richburg. We just need to sign a backup. Mason Cole wouldn't be too bad to be as a backup, just in case. At right guard, we need someone, and it looks like there's not really much on the market, so we're just going to have to go with someone cheap, obviously. So Michael Schofield would be there just as backup, and if he has to be a starter, he could just come right in. And at right tackle, we have McGlinchey, pretty solid as well. And we're just going to sign Chukua or Okafor just to have his backup. And now we have to worry about the defense. D Ford is a player I want to get rid of. Not get rid of, but like release, just so we can have some cap, because I know he didn't do much for us. So D Ford, we would save about $3 million. So we get about $3 million from releasing him. So that's what we'll do. I'm going to releasing D Ford. Release him into free agency so we could have more money to work on, to see if we can get more players. Running back is a position we need, and Aaron Jones seems like a very solid running back to have onto the team. So I think we're going to go try to see if we can sign him, sign Aaron Jones. And we need a number 2 tight end. So Dalton Schultz should be pretty solid to back up Kittle. And at left tackle, we can't get Trent Williams. So just in case, we're just going to see if we could sign Russell Okung to a 1-year deal. He wants $9 million, but maybe we could cut it down to like 6 or 7, so 7.77. Wouldn't be too bad. And at left guard, we have Connor Williams, who we're trying to get after. Right guard, did we try anyone? We're probably going to end up trying to draft someone. Left end, we have Eric Armstead. D-tackle, we have just Kinlaw and Stills, who are still developing. And obviously, we have Bosa. Linebacker, we have Dre Greenlaw and Walker. We need a backup for Fred Warner, so the Niners are going to reunite the relationship with Reuben Foster and get him back onto the team. Now, right outside linebacker, we don't have anyone there, so that's going to be a position of need that we go after. And we need a corner, and I feel like the Niners would go after Trey Flowers. I think that would be a solid corner for them. And then safety situation, we're gonna end up just either just drafting someone or seeing what we can do. So let's see if we re-sign these guys. So we got the tight end, the middle linebacker, the corner, the right tackle, Connor Williams, Aaron Jones signed with us. We got Russell Okung. So all the guys we went after, I think we were able to get them. So let's advance to next week, see if there's the other guys that we try to go after as well. So no, they're not there, but we have 51. So we have 81 offense and 81 defense. So this is what the offensive line looks like right now. We still have some positions to address, but nonetheless we'll be able to do that. And honestly, the offense is looking pretty nice. Defense still needs some work, but we did end up getting Reuben Foster to help back up Fred Warner, so that's pretty good. And corners are kind of questionable, but we could work on that. But let's advance to the next week and head right into the draft. So let's start the NFL draft. Let's start drafting. We have the 30th pick because we did go to the Conference Championship. So let's advance to that pick. So we had them automatically scout for us. So the players are already here. The first round players. Let's see what we can go after. We don't need a receiver. A strong safety would honestly be pretty nice for us, which I honestly think would be the best bet for us. Or maybe a corner as well, but I feel like we get a corner in like the second and third rounds. So I feel like we should go with a safety here. I feel like going to safety won't be too bad. Nathan McMillan looks like the best. We're going to draft him. Ranked 73 overall, so he'll be our starter. And then we'll go into our next pick. Okay, with our next pick here, let's look at the players scouted here. I feel like they would definitely go with a linebacker. Maybe a running back late, but I'm pretty sure they would go to linebacker. Yeah, let's go to outside linebacker to help out with the defense. We have Jamario Hyde. We're going to draft him. Good pick, 70 overall, so we provide more depth onto the team. And then with the rest of the players that we have here to look at, if the running back, we could get that first round D tackle. I mean, he's looking pretty solid. So we could just scout him and just choose him. Jamal Barnard. He's a late first rounder. We're going to pick him up. He'll be depth onto the team, of course. And then we'll let the CPU handle the rest of the draft. So let's look at the draft recap and see what else the team has picked up. So after we got those players, they obviously picked up a running back, a middle linebacker, a cornerback, and a right end. And let's advance to the next week, as it's the first week of the preseason. So we still have an 81 offense. This is Mac Jones' first year as starter officially. We have Aaron Jones, our new pickup, so we have a solid running back. Offensive line is all right, not the best. We still have a weakness at the right guard and left tackle position, but nonetheless, it should be all right. And defensively, this is what the defense is. We have Hyde starting at right outside linebacker, and then we have the rookie starting at right outside linebacker, and we also got Barnard as well, another rookie starting. So all of our rookies are starting, so that's pretty cool to see. But let's upgrade all the players, and then we're gonna sim to the playoffs and see if we could do it. So we ended up not making the playoffs. We ended up going 8-8 though, so we didn't make the playoffs, but we didn't do too bad as we didn't have a losing season. And we won the last game against the Broncos 40-34. And let's look at the stats. Let's see how well we did statistically. So our offense was 5th. Mac Jones went crazy. Our offense was 5th, and our defense was 10th. So Mac Jones had 38 touchdowns, 14 picks, a 102 passer rating, and 4.5K passing yards. Aaron Jones had 1,000 yards and 3 TDs. Debo had 1,100 yards. Brandon Ayuk had 995. Kittle had 630. And Kendrick Bourne had 815. So not too bad, not too bad. And defense, let's see. Nick Bosa had 10.5 sacks. Darius Stills had 8. So we got some good amount of sacks for the team. Trill Williams had 2 picks. Fred Warner got a pick. Trey Flowers got a pick. And our rookie got a pick as well. So it's pretty cool to see that our players upgraded nicely. But we didn't make the playoffs. So let's try to make that dream come true. So the Super Bowl is again the Browns versus the LA Rams. And let's see if the Browns can repeat. So the Browns ended up repeating by a huge score this time, 42-13. MVP went to Myles Garrett. Baker Mayfield went to the Jets, and he won MVP. Coach of the Year went to Kevin Stefanski of the Browns. Offensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Rodgers. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to quarterback Chandler Friedman to the Vikings. Defensive Player of the Year went to Shaquille Barrett. And Denario Bowers won Defensive Rookie of the Year, DN for the Eagles. So that's pretty cool to see. We have 17 players ready to negotiate. Nick Bosa is going to want a max deal. So we have to definitely re-sign him. After all, he's our best pass rusher. So we got to re-sign him. We get him back onto the team. We have Debo. Debo's been pretty solid, so we're going to definitely sign him. Juice check. Let's see if we can get him back onto the team. He's not interested in signing. I'm gonna franchise tag him because it's great to have him onto the team. Dre Greenlaw is someone we definitely have to re-sign as well, as he's been great for us. Oh, but he wants to test our free agency, so we lose him. Jimmy Ward is a free safety. He wants a 1-year deal worth $4 million. He wants to play for a new team. Mitch Wisnowski is a punter. He wants to test out free agency. Everyone does all of a sudden. Akella Witherspoon wants a 1-year deal. We're gonna see if we give him like $4 million to keep him around, but he wants to test free agency as well. So it looks like we're gonna let all these guys test free agency, and then we're gonna advance to the first week of free agency and see what we can do. So the free agents available, they have Kareem Hunt, Matthew Ioannidis. Matthew Ioannidis wouldn't be too bad, but I don't want to mess with the chemistry that the team has already. So if we lose out on Dre Greenlaw, since we did lose out on Dre Greenlaw, what we could do is sign Jalen Ferguson onto the team to be a starter. Middle linebackers just have Reuben Foster and Fred Warner, so that's pretty solid. Dre Greenlaw fits our scheme, so we're going to see if we could re-sign him, give him a deal that he likes. And then right end, we have Bosa. D-tackle is good. Left end is Eric Armstead. We need a backup for him, so we're just going to sign Charles Omenahu. And then at right tackle, we have McGlinchey, so that's fine. We're just going to sign Dennis Kelly just to be a backup. And then I know we need a corner. We definitely need a corner. And we have Mackenzie Alexander who's available, so we're going to just sign him just to have some depth onto the team at the cornerback position. At free safety, we definitely need one, but I think we might have to just attempt to sign someone through the draft, or attempt to pick up someone during the draft. So we're going to do that. And then offensive line, we need to address the center position and the right guard position. So let's see if we can get J.C. Treader. He seems pretty solid, so we're going to see if we can get him. If we could get J.C. Treader, nah, we won't be able to. So let's try Mitch Morse. He's a cheaper option anyways. See if we give him a cheaper deal, just so we could have enough room to try to get a right guard. And so like Kevin Zeitler's available. Give him a 1-year deal for $6 million. Hopefully that would go through. And let's see if we get these guys that we're going after. So we get Jalen Ferguson, the backups, the cornerback, and we get Dre Greenlaw back onto the team. We have an 88 offense now. We advance to next week. We're still waiting to see if we could, if anyone will come to us. In the final week, we got rejected by Mitch Morse, but we did get Kevin Zeitler, so that's pretty solid. And now we're into the draft. First, let's look at the team and what we need to address, just so that we're in good standing. So we need a center, we need a left tackle, but we got the guard positions and the right tackle set. Tight end is pretty good. Receivers are pretty solid as well. Mac Jones is a 78, which is pretty nice to see. Defense, linebackers are pretty solid. We picked up Jalen Ferguson. D-line I'm okay with. Corners are pretty solid as well. And we just need a free safety. So free safety, left tackle, center, those positions. Let's see if we can get them through the draft. Let's skip ahead as we have the 17th pick. So the 17th pick, we're going to look at if there's a left tackle available. Perry Rice, late first rounder. They got Perry Rice, who's a late first rounder at left tackle. At center, they also have J.C. Sherman, or Junior Sherman. But we're going to go left tackle, as that's a position that's hard to come around with. So he's an early, Joe Weatherspoon is an early second round. He's an agile left tackle. He would fit our scheme. So we're going to reach for Joe Weatherspoon. He's going to be our starter. And then, and so now that we're up again, there's Forrest Smith, cornerback, who's available, late first rounder. He's only 5'9" though. There's also safety. We got Perry Rice. If the center is still available, we're gonna go after him. So J.R. Sherman is available, so we're gonna pick him up as well. So we get him. He's gonna be our starting center now. And then so if those positions addressed, we're gonna see if there's a free safety available for us. So there's two free safeties that are available that look pretty solid. So there's David Felder, mid third rounder. So we're gonna pick him up as well. He'll maybe have to be the starter for us. And then let's advance to the end of the draft. So to recap, we ended up drafting a D end, a running back, a cornerback, and a left tackle. Okay, so that's pretty interesting to see. Let's see. Let's go to the next week. So let's into the regular season. So with the third year with Mac Jones being a starter, let's see. We have an 87 offense, 81 defense starting off the season. Mac Jones is a 77. Aaron Jones is a 94. Receivers are looking pretty well. It looks like we ended up cutting or Josh Reynolds. Makes sense. We have the 2 rookies starting at center and left tackle for us. And then defense, linebackers are pretty good. D-line is pretty solid. Corners are looking pretty good as well. Felder's our starter at free safety, so he's going to have to learn a lot from Nate McMillan, who's in the 2nd year of the team. But nonetheless, let's see if we can make the playoffs with this new squad. So, oh damn, we didn't make the playoffs again. We ended up going 7-9, missing out on the playoffs. So our division is really tough this year. It's making me think like, damn, like what more can we do for this squad? I mean, the NFC West is just insane. We had like Mac Jones was 2nd in passing TDs. Our offense was 21st though, and our defense was 26. Mac Jones had 37 touchdowns and 11 picks. Aaron Jones had 1,100 yards and 7 TDs. Debo had 700 yards. I mean, like, we're still missing out on the playoffs, which bothers me. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what we can do here. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna try one more year, but this time we're gonna skip past the offseason and draft and show you guys what the team looks like right before we sit into the season. So we ended up signing Julian Blackmon. I know we had the rookie that we drafted, but we signed him because he was looking like a pretty cheap deal to get onto the team. And we also got Mark Lewinsky at the right guard position. And we also got a backup in Scott Quessenberry. So that's what we went with the draft, with the free agent acquisitions. But we're heading right into the draft. So to start drafting, we have the 11th pick in the draft now. With our selection that we have, with all the players available, I feel like we should go cornerback. We need to find a lockdown corner who's going to prove worthy to us. And there's either Clay Levon Johnson, who's a 6'1" man-to-man corner, or John Alexander. And they're both mid-first rounders, so I'm going to go with John Alexander. He's 74 overall. He's ranked number 13 in True Value Draft, and I'm number 11. So we go with him. And then let's see what the rest of what the team does. So let's look at the draft recap, see what players that we ended up picking up. So we ended up drafting a running back, a right outside linebacker, a middle linebacker, a quarterback, a cornerback, and a right end in Ethan Rayburn. So those are the acquisitions that we made onto the team with the draft. So we're in our first week of preseason. We have an 85 offense and an 84 defense. This is what the offense looks like. Pretty solid still. Mac Jones is now a superstar quarterback, so hopefully he can perform well and be that superstar that we need. And defense hasn't really changed much. We did franchise tag Kinlaw. Cornerbacks are still pretty solid, so we have that to work with, and we did pick up Julian Blackmon. So hopefully we can make the playoffs again, just like we did the first year. So let's see as we sim to the playoffs. So we didn't make the playoffs again. We actually went the worst we've ever won. We have 5-11. So I don't know what to say. I mean, I think this is a simulation because on paper our team looks pretty nice, but we didn't make the playoffs again. And Mac Jones had a down year, but he's been having pretty solid career so far. And our defense is ranked 3rd. So Mac Jones had 26 touchdowns and 12 picks. Aaron Jones had 1,000 yards, of course. Receiving, Kittle had 1,000 yards, but none of our other receivers touched 1,000. Defense, Nick Bosa had 16 sacks, and Eric Armstead had 7, so Nick Bosa was on one. Dre Greenlaw had 4 picks, and Trey Flowers and Julian Blackmon had 2 picks apiece. But we didn't make the playoffs, and I guess we're just going to have to leave it at that. I mean, on paper, this team is really nice, but I guess Madden Simulation just doesn't love the Niners. But nonetheless, this was the rebuild of the Niners. I will see you guys in the next team. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. Hit the like button and comment down below what else you'd like to see on the channel. Without further ado, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, you gotta be a fiend to succeed. Peace.